What happened in Redfall is my fault. I think it used to be a nice town. When I first got here, I thought I could help. They said one drop of my blood could change everything. Free people from sickness, maybe from death. A world where nobody was left out. Cups overflowing, rivers of living water. I was a fool. They were monsters. They took more than a drop. They took everything. Now, something evil is swallowing up this place bit by bit. When the people here realized what was going on, it was already too late. Folks are at each other's throats, begging the monsters to spare them. Some are just hiding, scared, waiting for a rescue that ain't coming. Some tried to get away. But the monsters who started all this weren't having it. There's nowhere to go. Nobody ever believes things can get this bad. Until it happens. Then, it's too late. But there are people who can fight back. I think they can save this place. There's just one thing standing in their way. A whole town full of vampires.
You can't walk away from me. No one can. You all belong to us. The others want you dead. But I want you here, alive. I can use you. You will never see the sun again.
Redfall to sell some books, meet some fans. Then, I heard about odd happenings, so I thought I would perhaps look into the local cryptid scene. Instead, I'm running from actual bloody vampires. Elongated maxillary incisors, hemophagic diet, photophobia, the whole deal. Finally found what I've been looking for. Camera's ready, and I'm going to show the internet, and therefore the world, that I was right after all. But these cryptids are out here trying to hurt and kill people. Can't let that stand. Especially since it seems none of us is getting out of Redfall anytime soon. We had no chance on that ferry. Not when they can hide the sun and roll up the ocean like an old rug. Going to get out there and scrounge for supplies to help these people establish a safe haven. I'll do my part, as I always have, and delve into this darkness.
Mother died 5 years ago. Cancer. It's terrible to say, but I'm glad she's not here to see what's happening to Redfall. She loved this place. Loved me. Loved my father. But a month ago, he disappeared. I can only think that those monsters took him. But I have his pocket watch. It's been in our family for a long time. I was hoping you could do something for me. Would you take it and place it on my mother's grave? At least this way they can be at rest together. It might seem small, but it's important to me. I would be very grateful. Thank you.
Avon Therapeutics. Normally, I wouldn't think twice about a name like that. But Dr. Hunt is certain they're keeping secrets. We learned a load of private security was dispatched to destroy reels of film of all things. This is why I work digital. One press of a button and all the embarrassing bits disappear. Like the time I tripped and fell into a ditch in the middle of the Pine Barrens, while on the hunt for that Jersey Devil. That creature is diabolically clever. Anyway, if we track down those mercenaries, we might even find a way to get off this island. Time to get analog, I suppose. I remember when Mum would go on the telly for work, reporting on relief efforts in disaster zones, letting people know how they might get by. These cultists are doing the opposite, using broadcasts to lure people to the shipyard and to their deaths, presumably. These cultists keep going on about something they call the blood trance. I suspect it's an altered state of consciousness. Question is, how is it achieved? Does it subsume individual ethical concerns to prioritize group survival? Or does it merely reveal latent, homicidal urges? Personally, I don't understand the appeal. But I do know I can't let it continue.
I have something that might interest you. My father kept a shotgun. When things became, well, the way that they are, I put it in the trunk of my car. But I couldn't use it. I'm not a violent man. If you find it, you can have it.
I thought I knew everything about cryptids. I've been chasing them all my life. But what I've learned about Peter Addison makes me realize that monsters can't always be seen. The bastard wasn't an undiscovered creature hiding in the woods. He was a scientist twisting up other people's lives. Then, he turned himself into this horror called the Hollow Man and kicked off a vampire apocalypse. Now I'm off to his home lab to see if there's a way to stop these bloodsuckers from running rampant. Always called myself a hunter. First time I felt like wanting to be a killer. Doesn't feel good, but it might just be something I need to do.
Help. Dr. Hunt left by himself. He said he heard from his father, that he needed help. I told him it was reckless, but he didn't listen. We couldn't stop him. Please go find him. I pray to God he's all right.
Taking out those cultists was satisfying. We've saved some people from being lambs led to slaughter. Even better, the cult's obsession with talking to the Hollow Man might prove useful for us. Those twits modified some radio equipment to home in on the Hollow Man's location. Clever of them, actually. Every time he spouted his grandiose lies, they got a little closer to finding him. Once we secure the missing components, we'll see where that creature has scarpered off to. Time to go tete-a-tete with the Hollow Man himself. It's funny. Millions of diviners have seen me poke through ghost towns in Appalachia, trek through snow in the Himalayas, even hack through jungles in Central America. I've veered from brave to scared senseless every week, and I did it all for my work. But I never found any cryptids until REDFALL. I should be ecstatic. But I find myself feeling nothing but anger. Anger for that man's daughter and everything she suffered at his hands. Anger that her father sucked the life out of her so he could try and cheat death. Anger that he lives on, still bleeding other people dry. And somehow, he's convinced them that they want it. Vampires aren't the worst of it. There's something even more evil underneath. We have the butterfly. We know where he is. I'm going to drag the Hollow Man into the light and see if it stops his depravity sinking into this damnable island.
It happened while no one was watching, like roots into the earth. They got their teeth in slow. No one wanted to look. Mind your business. Keep your head down. The vampires moved in without so much as a whisper to warn of them. They took the whole town. And then they turned on each other. And they had everything. They wanted more. I can feel it. Their hate. Their greed. All the evil they did. It sinks into everything. It's in their blood. It's in their heads. And now it's in mine. I thought nothing could stop them. But now they know. They know something's coming for them. And they're scared. All you need to do, keep fighting back.
Addison turned into the Hollow Man. REDFALL's vampire food chain got an alpha predator. I'll be asked if I call that monstrosity a god. Bad news is, he wasn't the only one. Bloody Tom and Miss Whisper. It sounds like the punk bands from Dad's pirate radio days. Then there's that voice coming from the eclipse too. Chasing after the unknown is my life. But being stuck on REDFALL has made me think about a different kind of unknown. Rebecca's Coast Guard boat got the waters yanked from under it. Lawrence's nursing shifts turned into hell. none of Connie's ominous art prepared her for what happened. And Anna's got a child on the way. The people I've met on this island don't know what's going to happen to their lives. The least I can do is to help them get through this mess. Figure I can start with looking into Bloody Tom and Miss Whisper. Fair bet that Bellwether have some info on where they've nested and who they were. Presumably human ones, like Addison. It could mean they've also got vulnerabilities from their past that could help us take them down. Those paramilitary tossers are dug in at an old farm nearby. Let's pay them a visit.
Video message from Anna. She and Joe came to join us after we sent the all clear. But now she's stuck in some vet clinic and the baby's coming. Joe tried to give her up to one of those vampires. I don't know how she got away, but she needs help. We were trying to figure out what to do, how to get out there and help her. But then Mr. Nurseman, Lawrence, got up and said he knew where to go. Just left. I never saw a man so determined. You gotta get out there and help them.
Thomas Kildare was Avon's pet neuroscientist, studying cognitive alt realities. Before I got to REDFALL, I would have called his work dodgy science. But I've been in those spaces. They're as real as the cryptids I hunt. Now Kildare's turned into Bloody Tom and might be hiding in one of these psychic pockets. He must have a remnant from his old life, like with Addison and the butterfly. His creepy cultists have taken over the Burial Point campgrounds. We were going to go there and see if they have the remnant. But Bloody Tom decided we should have a chat through a dead body. That's right outside. I guess we shouldn't keep him waiting.
Hey, can you look into something for me? I got the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. Before everything went to hell, there was something wrong with the pastor at my church, Reverend Powell, the one on Chicory. He was a new guy, so I chalked it up to nerves. But he got a little more strange every day. He wouldn't let any of us in the attic. Wouldn't even let us get the decorations down for the potluck. Said it was too dangerous. But I heard voices up there. And now that things got real bad, I'm a little suspicious. I have a key to his house. Got it to help out with organizing the potluck. Get to Powell's house. If you can, find the key to the attic. Should be in his office. Look into it for me, will you? Had a bad feeling about this.
Turned out that the remnant, that's what I'm calling them, remnants, from Miss Whisper's locked past was a door key. When I found it, I could hear muffled screaming. This monster who used to be Alice Young locked someone away, somewhere only she knew. There's an unnatural fog accompanying all Miss Whisper's comings and goings. Rebecca says she can use the Coast Guard weather station out in the woods to map the condensation and meteorological patterns to pinpoint Whisper's location. We'll go out there and repair the storm monitoring equipment. Then, it's a heavy chance of pain for Miss Whisper.
There's something I need you to do. The old lighthouse in the bay. It's been used for over a century to keep boats away from the coastline. If we turn it back on, it's a warning to anyone trying to come to REDFALL right now. Easy, right? Well, the lighthouse keeper's a real asshole. Joined up with those cultists and took the damn lamp with him. We're checking out his house just in case it's there. Thanks for doing this. If we get that lighthouse lit up again, it could go back to saving lives.
Avon shoveled money at Dr. Young to research the blood trance. She took that money and did horrible things in that recovery center. People came to her for help with their addictions, and she just used them to indulge her own, experimenting on clueless innocents to influence their behaviors. And the person who didn't grovel and scrape to her satisfaction, she died shrieking with her last breaths, secreted away where no one could find her. That woman deserved better. Everyone on REDFALL does. Right then. I'm off to sweep Miss Whisper and her damn fog off this island.
never die! I can never die!
When his father was at his lowest ebb, Bloody Tom did nothing for him. The ancient Romans had a special punishment for people who killed their parents. They shoved them into a leather sack with a bunch of live animals, sewed it shut, and threw the whole thing in the river. I don't have a bag big enough to shove Bloody Tom into, but I do have the bell he ignored until his father died. Connie knows where that bastard lived. I'm going to ring this bell and drag Bloody Tom into the light so he can pay for what he's done. I thought maybe the alpha vampires we fought were responsible for the eclipse. But the vampire that's causing it is something even worse. Something the cultists call the Black Sun. Maybe Bloody Tom and Miss Whisper were keeping her in check? There are still so many questions. What's more, the same ghostly figure that's appeared right before each big battle we fought has started popping into our dreams, showing us a giant Ferris wheel. He seems desperate to talk. We thought the worst was yet to come. Perhaps he knows that. The only Ferris wheel on the island is on the festival grounds, which is swarming with vampires. Of course. Still, I'm not going to pass up the chance to talk to someone who can perform actual astral projection, and I'll take any answers I can get. When we've looked into the big vampires' pasts, Avon was there, perverting science and funding sketchy research. Avon's founders, Claire and Charles Beck, got celebrated as modern-day messiahs in gushy puff pieces. But all the experiments got out of control. People died, and vampires made this place hell. Charles wanted to own up to their mistakes, but his sister killed him before he could go public. Then, she ascended into the sky as the Black Sun and damned everyone on this island to darkness. Well, Devinda Crowsley isn't afraid of darkness, Claire. But you should be afraid of me.
They called me a miracle. They called me a savior. But that's not what I was. I was just a woman with a gift and a mind to use it. I wanted to give, but they wanted to take. They used me, and they ruined everything. Vampires. That's what these monsters became. They thought they were gods. They looked down on everyone and everything. They lived on blood and death and hatred. They did whatever they wanted because they knew they could. People suffered. People died. And I couldn't save any of them. But you showed them they couldn't take REDFALL. They couldn't take the people here and use them like they used me. You wouldn't let them. And now they're running scared. The REDFALL won't be the same. Nothing will be the same. It can't be. What they did don't end with them. I'm the gateway. I'm still out there. They still have me.